Hello and welcome to CrossFit Harrow's podcast. This is episode number 14. We are very close to reopening, less than 10 days away, and we are very, very excited. Everything's in place and we are pretty much ready to go. Today's podcast is about, I'm on my own today, so no special guest, but we will have some more on the show soon. Today is about who you're trying to become. Or what you're trying to achieve, and that obviously when we do these podcasts, when I talk about these, it's generally to do with in fitness, as in the gym here, but you are more than welcome to take any aspects of these into your own personal life, and maybe you could do it through your career, at work, or whether it be fitness or not, or in your personal lives in terms of relationships and friendships. Now, doing these podcasts, my goal as such was never, it's not to motivate you, but instead it's to give you actionable takeaway snippets at things that maybe you could do better, you can improve on, and let them sit with you to plant a seed so that you can go and action those. And I've said many times in the past in a lot of these podcasts that success breeds motivation, and that's why small actionable goals done daily will lead you to where you want to be. That is something I think I've said in every single podcast since this has started. We don't get there by chance. If you're not in the shape that you want to be, you need to ask yourself the question, like, why? Why am I not there? And I want you to take away valuable information from these podcasts, and that's my goal. So if you're someone who's listening thinking, well, actually, look, I listen to you because you motivate me, but the problem with that, and yes, it's good in one way, but the problem with that is that you're always going to have the uphill battle of trying to succeed because you're seeking an external piece of motivation from somewhere else. You need to start doing the things, small actionable goals, start doing things towards whatever it is that you want out of whatever it is, fitness, life, whatever. So for example, and a relevant example would be, we get so caught up in fitness with like weight loss. It's such a big thing, losing weight, and especially there'll be a lot of adverts and stuff now on social media and these platforms that, targeting weight loss, because it will say like, been at home through quarantine, etc. And we quantify it with like X amount of kilos. Let's say you need to lose X amount of kilos in 15 weeks. Now, the way that you approach that and the way that's marketed, advertised, or how it syncs with you is that your brain already is set on, in 15 weeks time I'm going to lose whatever it is, the 7 kilos or whatever it might be. But you're not. So step back, stop, restart, and focus on losing 1 kilo, but focus on losing that 1 kilo 15 times. As an example, okay? Now, that's a process in itself, and along the way, you'll get taught a lot of, valuable lessons that, in the long run, I hope that you're able to pass on to someone else, friends, family, whoever. They're things that make you unstoppable. You get into that rhythm of focusing on one thing at a time and not being so overwhelmed with the amount of changes you need to make. And this is where a lot of people get lost in fitness, and we can go back to the example of, New Year. Everyone says, I'm going to try and be a new me, or new this. I'm going to buy some new gym clothes, and I'm going to get to the gym 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week. But you weren't going once before. So what makes you think that new gym clothes are going to make you go 7 times? And even if you do that, you're able to, you sustain it for 2-3 weeks, and then it's gone. So focus on one small change or one small thing at a time, and until you've nailed that, then move on to the next. Once you get that will really start to see what it is that you're trying to achieve. Things become a lot clearer. You start to understand a lot about yourself. You start to learn a lot about the things around you. Success breeds motivation. 1 kilo 15 times, do it and keep repeating it. Meals could be, for example, massive topic, nutrition. Get your breakfast right. Nail that first, and then start thinking about lunch. But some of you listening, 1, have already missed breakfast this morning, and 2, you're already thinking about dinner. But this is my point. You need to scale back and think, well, I'm focusing so much on the end goal. Focus on what you're, what you've got control of right this second. Did you wake up and have breakfast? No. Right. Well, you've already set the day on a bad tone, so we need to reset that. We need to start having breakfast. Nail that where that becomes consistent. Okay, breakfast is consistent. Now, rather than buying my lunch out, I'm going to start preparing my lunch, and these are foods that I have full control over. You nail that, and then you have a little bit more, let's say, freedom, because you start seeing a few changes, you start succeeding, and you start, because of that success, that breeds motivation, so you want to do it more. And that's not just in fitness, that's in any aspect. You know, you've all got it in you. I have, you know, but it's in your mind, and it's down to you if you choose to let it out and change that mindset. I think I put this up as an Instagram post once, that you are exactly where you need to be. And if you're not where you need to be in life, it's because you haven't learned the lessons in life that are going to help you push forward. You haven't faced your fears enough, you haven't made enough mistakes, you haven't failed enough. And if you are scared to do any of them above, then you are exactly where you need to be. And you can apply that into fitness. You know, I'm no different to anyone. I'm not better than anyone. I've got the same fears, the same thoughts. I'm not smarter than anyone. The only difference is that I got fed up with being, let's say, growing up, you know, I got fed up with being something less that actually I thought I had a lot of potential, and I knew deep down in my heart that I could be something. So that's what I tried for. I went for it. And I just focused on one small thing at a time rather than the bigger picture. Yes, I had my long-term vision, but break it down, you know, weekly, or go from monthly, weekly to daily. What can you do daily that will support your goal weekly? What can you do daily and weekly that's going to support your goal monthly? And they all go hand in hand. You know, I decided that at one point, like, I didn't care what people thought. You know, whether people laughed at me, made fun of me, I was going to do whatever it took, or whatever it takes to become, you know, what I wanted to achieve. And I think the first time I might have put something up on social media, you know, it's a little bit uncomfortable, you know, trying to, you know, send out posts of success or you know, through Facebook and Instagram, and some people were intimidated by being able to do that. But I think, especially through this lockdown period, for me personally, I mean, I've always been quite a confident person anyway, but it's allowed me to do more. I've developed a podcast, you know, spoken a lot on camera. You know, those are things that have helped me. But at one stage, it was very daunting, and at the beginning, especially, you know, sometimes there might be a post where you get 3 likes, and it's my 2 sisters and my niece or my dog. You know, it's a very hard game to get with at the beginning, but people will laugh and whatnot and make jokes. You know, who do you think you are, etc. Tony Robbins? No, in fact, I never will be. It's not what I'm trying to achieve, but all I can focus on is being me and the best possible version of myself. And I say that to you a lot in talking to a lot of you guys, that focus on being you. And when people come to CrossFit, especially CrossFit Harrow, you know, we say that our aim is to build you into the fittest version of yourself and the best version of yourself, building you into a real life superhuman. And I'm still not there. I'm not even close. You know, I've still got a lifetime to go. So my kind of words are like, don't worry about being the next whoever. You know, we've got social media to blame for that. It puts a lot of stress on us as such. But work first on being you and the best possible version of you. Be good to people. Do the right thing. I actually saw an interesting piece online the other day called the shopping cart theory. I'm assuming this is based in the States. And the shopping cart theory is the ultimate test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. To return a shopping cart is an easy, convenient task, and one which we all recognise as the correct, appropriate thing to do. To return the shopping cart is objectively right, and there are no situations other than dire emergencies in which a person is not able to return their cart. Simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one will punish you for not returning the shopping cart. No one will fine you or kill you or for not returning the shopping. Kill you for not returning the shopping cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return it out of the goodness of your own heart, and you must return it to shopping. You must return the shopping cart because it's the right thing to do, because it's correct. The shopping cart is what determines whether a person is a good or bad member of society, and that's what the theory concluded. Now, what I'm saying is be disciplined with your actions, you know, and I said in a couple of podcasts before, Jeff Bezos said, you know, be flexible with your approach, but be stubborn on your vision. Get people out of your way that do not support your goal. Push them to one side. You know, stop rotting in the shadows. Get out there. Step into the light and talk with your actions. Start doing you and figure out who you're trying to become or what you're trying to achieve. Small, actionable steps done daily will get you there. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.